There are 7 things that can make you a better hitter in MLB The Show 25. The first thing are personal elements, and I don't want you guys to take this as a joke. I'm being very serious. That's why I even put the side effects on the screen for you guys. But as you can see, not being hydrated can cause various side effects such as fatigue, headaches, dizziness, dry mouth, dark urine, and in severe cases, it might even cause organ damage or death. You don't want to die because you're playing MLB The Show. Another personal element is being hungry. Bro, some of y'all wake up, don't even brush your teeth. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. It turns to 3. You haven't had a drink of water. You haven't ate a Pop-Tart. You've just been playing MLB The Show. What can this cause? Basically, the exact same things as hydration, but even worse, because you get grumpy and next thing you know, you slam a controller, punch your monitor, and then your mom comes in the room and you yell at her and get your game taken away. And the last topic when it comes to personal elements is not being well rested. Bro, you just got home from work. You've been up since 3 a.m., worked until 10 p.m., and you're telling me instead of going to sleep, knowing you have to go back to work at 6 a.m., you go and play 3 more hours of MLB The Show, and then you say to yourself, man, I just can't hit a damn fastball to save my life. Obviously, you ain't well rested. So you gotta take breaks, and you gotta be well rested when you play this game in order to perform at the top level. It's just common sense. The last personal element before we dive into some more things is taking breaks. You've played 2 games. You got your butt smoked in both. Go take a walk. Talk to your grandma. Say hello to your cat. Do something else for at least 10 to 15 minutes. Come back refreshed and see how things go. We stream daily on Twitch. Where can you find that link? Inside of the description. Also, make sure to like, subscribe, notification bell. It helps us out greatly. But let's talk about our settings. First and foremost, the most competitive hitting interface is zone. That's what you're going to want to use if you want to take your game to the next level, regardless of the type of player you are. When it comes to the PCI anchor, that is subjective. You do it based on where you feel like you need to start your PCI and if you want help with it, or if you don't feel like you need any help at all, you can just turn it off. It's subjective. It's based on how you feel as a hitter. When it comes to the PCI, a lot of people say certain PCIs are the meta. For example, some people say that using the bat here is the meta. I'm here to tell you, although for some it might work, it might not work for you. You need to test out PCIs non-stop until you find one you are comfortable with. And then oftentimes you are going to become stagnant with that PCI, meaning you're going to be struggling to hit. And what does the trick at times is you switching that PCI for something else. I don't know why it happens, but it does. Trust me. Our hitting view is the final thing we're going to look at in our settings. Although Strike Zone is regarded as the #1 view inside the competitive scene, it might not be what works for you, and you might not be trying to hit on GOAT or Legend difficulty. You might just be playing on All-Star or Hall of Fame for fun. So, although I will suggest Strike Zone, there are many iterations of Strike Zone that you can go ahead and try out. There is a total of roughly 5 iterations of it. So go through each one, and in games, if Strike Zone is not working, try switching it up to see if maybe you see the ball a little better. I'm telling you, little switches like that, adjustments, for lack of better words, can change the outcome of a game and how you're currently hitting in it. One of the best features that MLB The Show added to its game was custom practice. And you should be taking advantage of this anytime that you feel like you want to practice, but you don't want to go online and make a fool out of yourself, right? So in custom practice, usually the teams are set to the default live rosters, although they do have some teams that have legends, such as the Beasts, the Boomers, and the Groundbreakers, and they have all-star teams as well. I have a personal custom roster that you guys can go ahead and download inside of the vault. It's called BP. Whoa, that was a crazy logo that we saw there for a second, you know, but it's called BP1. Just go into the roster and type exactly that, BP1, and the most recent one is going to be the one that you want to use, the one that's March 24th, 2:26 a.m. You select that and you just download it. Once downloaded, you go into your settings, you go down to file management and you load the roster, go to save rosters and you load it up. Now, as you're playing with this roster, you're going to go into custom practice and you're going to want to put the Red Sox as the home team. With the Red Sox as the home team, you're going to want to hit as the Yankees. If you're a Red Sox fan, I'm sorry for you. If you hate the Yankees, I'm sorry for you as well. I would go and select whichever stadium it is that you play regularly at, whether it's offline or online. Select the timing and the month that you play on, and then you're going to enter the game. You're going to see instantly why I'm telling you that these custom rosters are going to make a difference. So first and foremost, here we have ourselves Roger Clemens. You're going to select the practice type batting because that's what you're looking to improve. In terms of hitters, on the Yankees, we have Beltran, Hodges, Soto, Trout, Headley, Ramirez, Marte, Betts, Napoli, Judge. A ton of the top players that are being used inside of the game. I also want to give a shout out to you, Hain About It. He was the one that had the original roster and I made some tweaks to it. So in terms of pitchers on the Red Sox, we have Clemens, and I believe I added a sinker to him as well. You have Pedro Martinez, you have Randy Johnson. I integrated him inside the Boston Red Sox, gave him a cutter as well. Valenzuela, Otani, Clase, Fingers, Miller, O'Day, Franco, Gossage, Skeens, Leiter, Zimmerman. So a ton of the pitchers that you're currently going to be seeing in Diamond Dynasty as well. So with these rosters, what are the best ways to practice? So I personally like using Trout and Soto. Those are usually the two hitters I select since they don't have that over 100 contact attributes, but they still have good enough contact attributes to reflect most of the players you use in Diamond Dynasty. So let's say I wanted to practice righty on righty. I would select Clemens. If I wanted to practice righty on lefty, I most likely am selecting Randy Johnson. And if I want to switch it up at times, there are a ton of other pitchers. But righty on righty, let's say I wanted to face Clemens. If I'm struggling to hit a fastball, but I know how to hit, let's say, a curveball extremely well, then you can adjust the pitch frequency to make him throw you nothing but either a fastball or a sinker. And you get to work on those two pitches primarily. But oftentimes you do want a change of scenery or else it becomes stagnant. So you can go ahead and adjust as well what other pitches you want to see. That is pitch frequency. It is a tool that you need to take advantage of, but that's not all. As if you press R1, you can then go ahead and select pitch locations, and you can toggle the entire map if you wanted to, or you can toggle specific points within the map of the strike zone and the outer areas of it. This is generally what I go with because competitively, these are where most of the pitches are going to be at, inside of the strike zone entirely. And then, especially righty on righty, they throw inside and then they throw the off speed away and then they throw pitches in the dirt. Very rarely this year, and I think for the last couple of years, have you seen pitchers throwing pitches up here or down in the corners of the strike zone. So mixing this with pitch frequency allows you to work on areas of weakness a lot better. And once you feel like you've mastered an area of weakness, let's say you just couldn't hit inside pitches, then what you should do, in my opinion, is something similar to this little pitch location map I have right here, where it's more tailor-made to how it looks competitively online. Now, you might be asking yourself, what hitting difficulty should I be hitting on? Personally, if you are playing on All-Star and struggling on All-Star, I'd say Legend is not bad to go ahead and practice on, but Hall of Fame will probably be more similar to All-Star level pitch speeds online than playing on All-Star pitch speeds offline. So I always try to keep it one above whatever difficulty. And if you're struggling on GOAT and you need to practice GOAT pitch speeds or just how to swing the bat as fast as possible, as well as sit bat for GOAT pitch speeds, that's where something a little bit more advanced comes in. Now, when I say something a little bit more advanced, I'm talking about sliders. If you're struggling on GOAT difficulty and you want to 100% increase the pitch speeds, so when you go online, it feels similar to what's happening, as well as decrease the off-speed pitch speeds, this is where you would go. You would go ahead and increase the fastball pitch speed all the way to the top, and then probably either leave the off-speed pitch speeds to this or bring it down even more. That way you can react super quick to the fastball and then learn how to sit back on the off-speed pitches. I wouldn't do this if you're someone struggling on All-Star or Hall of Fame, but once you start struggling, let's say on Legend difficulties and GOAT difficulties, playing custom practice on GOAT and Legend probably isn't going to be too much help, so you would then go ahead and adjust the sliders. And there are no perfect slider settings. You're gonna have to tweak it until you find the right combination for you. Now, when it comes to you gaming, it's important to have an approach. If the guy just threw you 4 straight balls, why the hell are you swinging at the first pitch in the next at bat? I don't care if it's right down the middle. This is like if we're playing high school baseball. Your coach would tell you the exact same things. So some things that you incorporate in real life, you want to incorporate in the game. You want to have a solid approach in the strike zone. If you see the guy first pitch is always throwing you something away, regardless of whether you're hitting righty on righty or lefty on righty, then you might want to sit down there. If you see that he's struggling to find the strike zone, you might want to be a little bit more patient. If you see that he has a consistency during any count or at any point throughout the game, then that's something that you're going to want to go ahead and attack. Your approach means everything inside of this game. Focused. You have to be focused while playing. You can't have your girl talking to you about her day in your ear and then asking you if you're listening. How the hell you expect to hit a 101 miles per hour outlier and pay attention to a conversation at the same time? It's just impossible, I'm telling you. So you need to keep your head in the game. Another thing is, you can't get overly frustrated, and I'm a victim of this myself. Let's say I hit into a double play, or I've flown out 3 times, or I've hit 3 perfect line outs. You take yourself out of the game at times because you're like, the game isn't going to reward me, so why try? But that is something you can't do. Although it's hard, you must stay focused. Before anybody says anything, yes, I made the pitcher throw me nothing but fastballs right down the middle or whatever pitches right down the middle just so I could look good. But you need to constantly search for improvements inside of your at-bats as well. If you had a good at-bat, that's great, but the next at-bat needs to be better, and you have to just constantly be searching for improvement. If you allow yourself to become stagnant and you're happy, then it's very hard to improve as a hitter. The final piece of advice I have when it comes to specifically gaming is your dedication to the game. I talked about coming home from work and instantly playing while disregarding the 3 personal aspects of it. That is something that I would not do. Don't sacrifice your health for MLB The Show. It's not worth it. Trust me. Instead, if you do have free time, let's say one of those days, and you have 2 to 3 hours to play, then play MLB The Show for 2 to 3 hours and look to constantly improve. But don't spend those 2 to 3 hours just in custom practice. I say a nice little threshold is probably 30 minutes to an hour of custom practice just to warm up the sticks and then go do whatever you're gonna do. Now, if you're a strictly offline player and you get online, I'm gonna tell you something right now. Offline gameplay and online gameplay are 2 different things. So always go to events if you're not too good online and you want to practice against role players. Okay, I lied. There is one more external topic we can discuss, and that's external topics such as controller modifications, adding a control freak to it or a thumbstick that's going to allow the analog to be closer to your thumb, whether you are playing with the thumb on top of the analog stick or you got the claw grip. You guys can try out both and see which one works better. Usually people try out the claw grip in order to allow themselves not to drop the PCI as much, whereas the thumb, you're more prone to just jamming it down without trying to be as precise as possible. But using something like a control freak definitely helps you out. It is not something that is necessary, although, but could give you an advantage. The thumbstick is not the only thing, although, as there is also precision rings that reduce the movement and the sensitivity of the joystick when moving it around the PCI. So getting a precision ring is going to allow you to not slam as much and take better control of the movement in general. Now this, again, is not 100% necessary, but it could give you an advantage and it could make the difference between you being a Division Series player and a World Series player. Now, you don't have to go and buy the brand names, and I'm saying this in particular because I don't got a deal from them, so why would I shout them out? You feel me? Even though, you know, they are the image inside. disregard that. You can go buy this shit off of Temu and get the same results. I promise. The last thing I will say is there is something called tempo. Now, unfortunately, I can't tell you guys how to perform tempo perfectly because it's something I just found out about today. And it's something I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research on and master it myself before I can make a video and come out as a hitting guides for you guys. So that is probably what I'm gonna focus on doing throughout the next couple of days, maybe even weeks, and then make a video for you all on how to hit with tempo and improve your hitting in that manner. But in order to make sure you watch that video, you gotta make sure you've hit that red subscribe button, notification bell, like button to help this video get to more people. And like I said, we stream on Twitch daily. Why are you not following already? Click the description, you'll see all my social medias, follow my socials, don't be stingy, a follow don't cost nothing. Follow my Twitch, head on over to the stream, pop out, have a good time with us. We're crazy. That's the best way to put it. You feel me? And have a blessed day and night. Stay positive, stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out, gangsters.